Hello, folks. Welcome back to Honda Snowblower Enthusiasts, the only Honda Snowblower channel on YouTube. Hopefully, you can hear me better. I have to give a big thank you to Steve, one of the members on the group, helped me get an external mic. So, thanks, Steve, for your help. Today, I've got a 828 that came in from another member. He couldn't get it started. He just bought it from somebody else. Been sitting for a couple years. And the previous owner actually came with him. Um, Owner Andrew wanted me to get it started. And so I says, okay, this is what I'm going to do. The usual check the gas is on, check for spark. I check everything, and I sprayed a couple squirts of carburetor cleaner in the intake and it started right up. But the previous owner gave me a pretty good clue. He said, once he got it started and running, it would start okay. But when it was cold, it wouldn't start very easily. So what's the clue there, folks? If you've been watching these videos and following me on the Facebook group, it points to I haven't checked it yet, but it points to a choke plate that's not closing all the way in the carburetor. So that's what I'm going to look at. I'm also going to do an in-frame carburetor cleaning, clean out the idle jet and the main jet and have a look-see around the carburetor because it could be a slight clog in the idle jet that's causing the starting problem. So after talking to Andrew for a few minutes, he says, well, let's go through this whole machine. Let's service it and get it ready to go. And so I go, okay, I got to give it an inspection. Well, the guys had to leave, I says, I got to give it an inspection and find out, what it needs. And unfortunately, I haven't told Andrew yet, but it needs a lot of work. And I'll show you exactly what I do to inspect this machine. It'll only take a few minutes. So hang on there, folks. The first thing I do is look at the augers. I'm not sure if you can see these augers. Let me see if what the camera is showing you. Yeah, you can see from the camera. Look at look at the augers here. Look at this bent. You see that? This bent, this one's bent, the other one on the bottom is bent. So I'm looking through that first. I'm looking at the bucket. And then I looked on the side. One of the skid shoes is torn out. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. It's very, very difficult to repair those. It's not a part that you could just replace on the bucket. The bucket actually it's got a big hole in it where the skid shoe mount was. So what I'm thinking about doing is telling him that maybe he should put some side shoes, install some side shoes on the bucket. There's no holes for it, but you can drill holes and put the hardware in the skid shoes. A skid shoes are about $12 for a cheap set of side skid shoes, and the hardware is another couple bucks. So I'm going to have to tell him about that. I'm going to have to clean out the carburetor because it's hard starting. Probably adjust the choke. There's no drive. This is loosey goosey. The drive handle is loosey goosey. So what I did, I don't know if you can see me. I took the drive the belt cover off, and the drive belt came off. Now the drive belt's okay. Well, it probably it needs to be replaced. The drive belt's toast. Well, that's no big deal because I can change the drive belt without taking the bucket off. We recently had a video on that. I'm looking at the auger belt. If I have to change the auger belt, I'm going to have to take the bucket off, folks. And when I take the bucket off, I'm going to change the impeller bearing. Yeah, the auger belt's got a big split in it. So that's going to be, a couple more hours there, taking the bucket off and changing the belt and both belts and changing the impeller bearing. Now, what else I found is that the chute cable's all froze up. It's froze up. I'm not even going to try to fix it. I mean, you can lubricate the cable and maybe get it to work on both ends. The time to take that, to soak it, to take it off and soak it, and maybe it's going to work and maybe it's not going to work. This machine, this 828 is anywhere between 27 and 34 years old. I'm just going to replace it. There's holes in the worn out holes in the sheath. It's not worth the aggravation. So I'm going to change that too, or tell him that we should do that. The handlebars are really loose. Can you see that? I'm not sure, if I have to drill some extra holes for some more hardware for that. The pedal doesn't work right, so I'm going to have to investigate that too. And you know what? One thing that got me a little bit upset. There's no oil in the crankcase. Now, what am I always telling you people? Check the oil, check the oil, check the oil. Now I got it. I checked the oil before I tried starting it. Nothing on the stick. So I poured in about a half a quart. Still nothing on the stick. And I checked it. I didn't check it right here because this is sloped a little bit. I checked it inside the garage where it's nice and flat. Put a half a quart in. Still nothing on the stick. I put another half a quart in. I started getting something on the stick about halfway. This machine only takes 1.16 quarts of oil. Now, I'm lucky that I checked the oil before I started it. I started it up and ran it for 5 minutes after I put the oil in there. I wanted to check the drive, but the drive doesn't work because I think it's because of the belt. Now, the belt came off. It's all worn out. I'm going to find out why the belt came off. It's not broke, but it's pretty trashed. And I save all these parts to show the owner when they come and pick it up. I said, look, here's your belts, Here's, if they want to look at the old oil, I'll show them the old oil, the old cables and everything, so they know what I had to do. The augers are not too much of a big deal. I think I've told you that I use a couple big 24-inch crescent wrenches and straighten the augers out. It's not too difficult. But that's what I found in 5 minutes. That's all I found in 5 minutes. Now, what else am I going to find? I'm going to change the plug and I'm going to put the oil in it, and I checked everything else. I'm not sure if it needs a throttle cable yet. The engine runs really good. It blew smoke at startup. I'm not sure what's up with that, but once it hi Molly, you come over for your treat. That's a neighbor dog, comes over every morning for a treat. But anyways, the tracks look good. I looked through the rest of the machine. This is really loose, not too difficult. But I might find some other surprises. Maybe not. But I'm gonna have to make up a list for the owner and say, you know, do you want to do this? I mean, do you want to put all this work into it? All this extra moolah, to get this thing ready. And it's a perfect example of what I'm going to talk about in the future, whether your machine is worth repairing or not. Now, that if this was an old 50 or a 55 or an 80 or something, I said, man, it's going to cost you more than what the machine is worth. I mean, you can do it if you want to, but I suggest you just keep it as a parts machine. Find another 80 or whatever your model is. Find another 828 or a 928, since every part on this 828 will fit on an HS 928. I might tell him, you might be better off just keeping this machine as a parts machine. I don't know how much Andrew paid for it. Maybe he's got a lot of money into it. Maybe he doesn't have very much money into it. Maybe it was given to him. I don't know. But it's going to cost a lot to repair this. You know, the cables, the belts, taking off the bucket is, I think it's like the shops charge you an hour of labor for that. The belts and everything else, the carburetor cleaning. There's a lot of little things that I notice is not really hardly worth mentioning. Some hardware here and there, and there's some rust and corrosion. But I'm just trying to show you what I do when I get a machine in and I inspect it in like 5 or 10 minutes. And I wish the guys could have been able to stay another 10 or 15 minutes for me to look through the machine. They were in a hurry to go somewhere, but I could have showed them all this in 10 or 15 minutes and say, well, do you want to do it or not? But I'm gonna message Andrew and give him a list of everything I have to do. And we'll see if he's willing to do it. I got it started easily. I told him that if it takes me less than an hour to get it started and everything, and find out, maybe adjust the choke. I says, I'll do that. I'll just do that as a friend. Anybody that's a member of the group or a subscriber of the channel is, they always become friends. Eventually when they come over here, we talk and everything. So I appreciate you watching, and like and subscribe if you want to, if you think this helped you, and we'll see you next time.